Hello, unlock your success peeps. Welcome, my tribe. Today is day 2 of our 10-day Dissolve Your Sales Blocks challenge. I hope you watched lesson number 1. It's very important because we're going to reference that today. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go to my Facebook page, Dagmar Fleming, or to my private group, the facebook.com/unlock your success, and rewatch it. But today I have something really exciting for you. So lesson number 2 in dissolving your sales hangups is around your pricing policy. So what are we talking about? I'm talking about undercharging. In other words, not charging what your product is really worth. Okay. Well, let me ask you, how many of you tend to attract clients that try to nickel and dime you, right? It happens often. And most entrepreneurs tend to undercharge for their products because they simply worry about losing their clients or losing the contract or project. So what ends up happening is that their work is not valued appropriately. But what should be the correct pricing policy? Well, today we're going to talk about it. Most entrepreneurs get caught up in their sweat equity. They say, oh, I'm not being paid what I'm worth. I spent X amount of days, months, or years accumulating the expertise to launch this product. Therefore, I should be paid so much to compensate me for my effort. Well, I'm going to tell you that that's erroneous thinking, because your client is not buying your sweat equity. They're not buying your efforts, despite of what you might think. What they're buying is the transformation that your solution, whether via product or service, is going to offer them. Okay, so what am I talking here about? I'm talking about the client valuing your product based on the value of the transformation that they will receive. So again, let me repeat that. It's not what you believe your product is worth, but what the client believes the value of that product is to induce the transformation that he or she seeks. Okay, it's a very big adjustment in our thinking, because now your pricing structure has to reflect that value of your client. And when you can match these two, you have a perfect opportunity to not only price appropriately, but perhaps increasing your pricing, because you might be actually undervaluing yourself. Now, I know you're going to ask, well, why would I not value myself appropriately? If you know me, you've probably heard this before. A lot of our dealing with money is tied to our perception of self-value. And unfortunately, that started in our childhood. In fact, the brain science proves that before the age of 7, you have created a financial blueprint that will dictate, unless modified, how much you allow yourself to earn in the future. So what does this mean? I had a client, let's call her for confidentiality purposes, Mary. And Mary was a photographer. And in fact, she was a superb photographer. However, every time she went to get a new client or a new contract, the client would bring her price down by 50%, sometimes even more. So Stacy was struggling. And when she came to my Triple Your Money Mindset workshop, where we dig in and we understand that money story that started in a childhood, we realized that often as a child, when she wanted to get a doll or a fancy doll, her mother would respond, "It's too expensive." And you know what? It's typical when many families are struggling. Many families prioritize their budget. So perhaps the most expensive doll for a child that's growing really fast is not priority at that time for her mother. But what happened is Mary was imprinted with thinking that she's not worthy of more expensive or luxurious goods. And unfortunately, when she showed up in her business, she was showing up as that little girl locked into, I don't deserve to be paid appropriately. I need to go a cheaper route. Now, the good news is we were able to work with Mary and release that. So after the workshop, she went to her client, she asked for her price, and she got it. But more importantly, today, I want to cover two reasons you're undercharging. Again, one is because you might not feel worthy of receiving the money. And if so, I encourage you to increase your pricing in small increments to create that buffer zone where you yourself get used to receiving the money. And there are tricks. So you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to post it in Unlock Your Success group on my Facebook to make sure that you comment as well. So stay tuned for that trick, because I'll teach you how to increase your pricing with ease and confidence. But the bigger lesson today is that at the end of the day, the client's not paying for you. They are not paying for your comfort zone with money and with your pricing policy. Your client has a very particular need. There is a problem in their life that needs to be solved. And when they imagine their life without that problem, they put the value on it. And that monetary value is based on how they will feel after you solve their problem. The actual means of solving it, that's just, logistics, operations. They really don't care. It's the boat that's taking them to the destination. They're paying for the destination, not for the type of transportation. All right? So make sure that your prices and your products reflect that beautiful pleasure island where your client finally resolved the problem. Okay, make sure you drop me a line. And by the way, if you want to dig deeper into these issues and help me personally uncover what's holding you back from supercharging and asking for the sale with ease and confidence, having a consistent, steady flow of clients, then join me at Rock Your Sales Workshop. You can get the information on it at dagmarfleming.com/sales. And in 5 hours, not only we will find out exactly what's holding you back, but we will bust through these blocks. So join me at Rock Your Sales Workshop. For upcoming dates and times, visit dagmarfleming.com sales. Remember, tomorrow is the lesson number 3, so stay tuned. And for today, your way of entering into my giveaway is to comment below and say, I'm charging the full value of my service. All right, so again, I'm charging the full value of my service. No more undercharging. See you tomorrow till we meet again. Bye.